This is a fully electric small SUV from a car brand called Build Your Dreams. That's right, or BYD. It's called the Atto 3. Now, you've probably seen videos and reviews on the Atto 3 already, but chances are they were a left-hand drive car or a pre-production model. This is the Australian version of the Atto 3. It's the one that you'll buy. Now, we only have the car for a day, so this is a first impression, but by the end of this video, not only will you know how much the Atto 3 costs, you'll also know how far you'll be able to drive it on a full charge. You'll know how to charge it, how long it takes to charge. You'll know the servicing costs and where to get it serviced. We'll go inside, you'll see what it's like to sit in, if it's practical or not, and we'll even take it for a quick drive. Now, if you want to read the full review, go to carsguide.com.au and give us a like. I like them. And subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a world where range costs money. That's right. How far do you want to go? Yes, the Atto 3 with the standard range battery goes 345 kilometers, that's right, on a full charge. And that lists for $44,381. But you can get an extended range battery in your Atto 3, and that will take you 420 kilometers on a full charge. That lists for $3,000 more. That's right, $47,381. Of course, these ranges can vary depending on how you drive the car, and we'll get more into that in the efficiency section. As well, by the time you get these cars on the road, the final price may vary as well. We're talking stamp duty and all those other on-road costs. Yes, Western Australia charges you more than Tasmania, that type of thing. So read the fine print. Now, both of these cars, the standard range and the extended range Atto 3, come with exactly the same standard features. I'll show you them. Come on.
Coming standard on the Atto 3 are these 18-inch alloy wheels, LED headlights and running lights, there's LED taillights too, roof rails, proximity unlocking, and an automatic tailgate. Standard on the inside is this 12.3-inch screen which could rotate. Push-button start, wireless phone charging, air conditioning, heated front seats, the driver's is power adjustable, ambient lighting, and a panoramic sunroof. Where's the sat-nav? It doesn't have it. What about Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Not right now. Both of those are coming later in 2022.
The Atto 3 is fully electric. It's not a hybrid. There's no petrol engine in there. I've checked. No petrol engines at all. Just an electric motor. And it has the same output for the extended range Atto 3 and for the standard range Atto 3. It drives the front wheels. It's a front wheel drive only SUV. Let's talk charging. Now, the standard range battery is a 50 kilowatt hour battery. The extended range is a 60 kilowatt hour battery. But all you have to remember is that the standard range has a 345 kilometer range and the extended range has a 420k range. How long it takes to charge your Atto 3 depends on how you decide to charge it. Now, it actually comes with a cable which will just fit into a regular household power point. You can plug it into your garage power point or run it through your lounge room window and plug it in next to your TV. It will take all day to charge it that way though. Literally, it'll take 24 hours, maybe more, a long time. If you don't have that type of time, there are public fast chargers. They're a lot quicker. And something like this will charge in about 2 hours from 0 to 100%, which is not too bad.
Build your dreams. This has to be the longest badge in the history of car badges. I mean, it's a sentence on the tailgate of a car. I really don't understand what it means, but the optimistically surreal sentiment matches the styling of the Atto 3 perfectly. Sure, the exterior is slightly restrained in its design, but I like its determined face and the premium-looking back end with those beautiful taillights. But it's inside that things become more avant-garde. With these door handles, those vents, this tiny motorbike-like instrument cluster. Then there's the giant screen which can do this, and the dashboard which looks like it's made of rippled sand stretching from one door through to the other. And yes, then there's the guitar-like door pockets with strings that can actually be played like a musical instrument. It's all a bit dreamlike in here.
Now, it's got a pretty wacky design. It's very similar to what Mini's doing with their interiors as well. In terms of how it feels, obviously you can't touch it through the camera, but I can tell you it's very synthetic. It's sort of a sponge-like material here on the dashboard, a sort of fake leather here on the top. These seats feel, yeah, they're fake leather. It's not natural at all. It looks like it'd be hard wearing, easy to clean, so if you've got kids, looks like you could just wipe it down, or if you like to eat on the go, looks like it'd be pretty easy to hide the evidence as well. Very good. Now, up front is pretty practical. You've got an enormous center console storage bin here. It's really, really deep, big enough for, there it is, that. You've got cup holders up front as well. You've got this area under here too, for whatever that is. You've got USB ports down there as well. You've got a wireless phone charger up there too, and these guitar instrument door pockets as well. Now, in terms of practicality, this Atto 3 is pretty darn good. You've got cup holders which are in the fold-down armrests there. You've got directional air vents in the back here, those cool little disc ones there, and you've got that thing there. You've got a couple of USB ports down there, a little pocket down there, as you've seen the guitar instrument door pocket holders. Also little map pockets. No one uses it for maps anymore. They're for iPhones and devices and things like that. But look at this legroom here. This seat's in my driving position and I've got so much room there. That is really good for a little SUV. And even with this sunroof, I've still got enough room for my noggin. I'm actually really impressed with the space that's in this little SUV. It's quite good. Very good. Now, the boot. It's not a bad size. It's 440 litres in cargo capacity. Automatic tailgate as well, standard on both Atto 3s. It fits most of our CarsGuide luggage. It's a shame there's not a boot in the front. There seems to be room for one. If there had been, it might have been able to fit everything. At the time that we made this video, the Atto 3 had not been given an ANCAP crash test rating. No. But when it does get one, we'll let you know what it is. No, but you can rest assured that the Atto 3 has got a host of advanced safety tech. I'm talking AEB, there's lane keeping assistance, there's blind spot warning, there's rear cross traffic alert with reverse braking, it's got adaptive cruise control, front and rear parking sensors, the lot, well almost the lot. It's very, very impressive. Look out. The Atto 3 is covered by a 6-year, 150,000 kilometre warranty. The battery has an 8-year, 160,000 kilometre warranty. Now, servicing. Now, you will have to service the car even though it doesn't have an engine, and services are required every 12 months or 20,000 kilometres. The prices are capped and it amounts to about $1,700 over the course of 5 years, which is on the pricier side compared to its rivals.
Servicing can be done at selected My Car centres. They used to be called Kmart Tyre and Auto, but they changed the name to My Car. See the BYD website for their locations.
Now, driving. This car has to stay in here. It's in captivity. We've got a car which we've got outside, which we can drive. It's blue. I hope that's okay. Let's go. Okay, we are in the Atto 3. We're outside now. We're in a blue car. It's the extended battery Atto 3. It's saying 99% at the moment, and I've got 476 kilometres of driving range. It's supposed to have a 420 kilometre range, but that's the WLPT range, so that's generally what you'll get. This is being quite optimistic. It hasn't seen how I drive yet. So interesting shifter. We go into reverse and we go back, and the brakes are quite bitey. I've noticed straight away, but you'll get used to that. And we go into drive. Indicators feel quite normal. Steering wheel feels a bit plasticky, but fine. And away we go. We can turn our regenerative braking up a little bit. which I think is that button there. Standard, you've got a standard setting, you've got a high setting, and when you take your foot off the accelerator, it slows down, but not as much as other electric vehicles. Some electric vehicles, you take your foot off the accelerator and it goes, This is actually not as antisocial. This is the other thing as well. All your controls are pretty much through the screen. So, and like so many cars have got that these days. It's pretty annoying because sometimes you just want to dial. Like I'm trying to work out how to turn the fan off. No. There we go, off. It's off. Okay, I just wanted to hear how noisy that motor was. Yeah, it's sort of like it's like a ghostly sound. It's like you're in a haunted mansion. There's a ghost in the attic. It's sort of like I'm sure you'll get used to that as well as an owner. And away we go. Let's fang it up this hill. Whoa, loss of traction there. Putting my foot down and spinning the front wheels. It is front wheel drive, as I mentioned earlier. Being an electric car, that acceleration is quite good. You just touch the accelerator and you go oomph, and that is because of the good torque, Newton meters, the torque that electric motors have. So even something which is a sedate car like this has got pretty good acceleration. Like it's something like 7 seconds from 0 to 100, 7.3 I think it is exactly, which is not too bad at all. That's pretty quick acceleration. Now, this is a very, very first impression. I've literally been driving this car for 6.5 minutes, and it's the first Atto 3 I've ever driven. So all of these are first impressions. When we do get an Atto 3 in our secret underground CarsGuide garage, we'll be able to take it for a much longer drive. We'll live with this car. We'll be able to check that range. We'll be able to check the charging time, and we'll be able to give you a much more thorough review of what it's like to drive. But first impressions is that it drives much like any other electric vehicle. I like the seating position. You sit quite low. That suspension over those bumps there was actually pretty good. It's quite a comfortable, soft ride. Steering feels very light, so that's great for the city, great for car parks. Let's see what the turning circle's like. We're going to go around here. Bit of a turning circle test. A bit bouncy actually over those speed bumps. Turning circle, actually not too bad. Good turning circle. Visibility wise, it's pretty good. That beeping was not a microwave. That was actually the car telling me that I was about to run into somebody. There wasn't anybody there, but there was a car coming around the corner, so it's very sensitive AEB, autonomous emergency braking. It picked up a car coming the opposite direction, and for a while he was, for a split second, coming straight towards me, but of course he was going around a bend and I was going around a bend. So I did feel a slight feeling underneath my foot, underneath my brake foot, so it was prepping those brakes ready to stop, but it didn't bring me to a screeching halt. We are out of the city now on some faster, funner roads. It's going to give us a better idea of what the handling is like. But I tell you what's becoming quite apparent straight away, and that is that we're getting a loss of traction still. Even at 60 k's an hour, if you put your foot down and it's a bit slippery, there's so much torque going to those front wheels, it will spin them, even with the traction control actually on. So right at the start of this drive, we had a bit of loss of traction, taking off from the traffic lights up a hill, and I've actually experienced that loss of traction again, even traveling at 60 kilometers an hour on a freeway. You put your foot down in the wet, you get a loss of traction as well. That's not great. All right, I've been playing with the settings a little bit more. Now, when the drive mode is in normal mode, it won't break traction. Well, I can't get it to break traction. But when it's in sport mode, it does it, like then, okay? And that's just because there's a lot of oomph going to those front wheels. So there we go, that's a discovery. Keep it in normal if you don't want to break traction. All right, look, we've done some fast roads, we've done some windy roads, we've done some city streets as well. It's only been still a first impression of this car. To wrap up that driving component for you, it's easy to drive, it's comfortable, the brake pedal feels good, the visibility is good, the cameras are great, driving position is fantastic, steering feel is good as well. Those are the upsides, and the downsides are small window out the back there, but mainly the biggest downside is that loss of traction, even while you're zooming along at 60 k's an hour if you put your foot down too hard. So that was our first impression of the Australian version of the BYD Atto 3. Look, on first impressions, it's easy and it's comfortable to drive, it's spacious and it's practical, and it's pretty good money as well for an electric vehicle. It's loaded with safety tech and standard features as well. Look, we're going to get one of these cars into the CarsGuide garage soon. We'll have it longer for a day, and we'll be able to tell you more about it then. I know they are a bit cheesy, these guitar string things for the door pockets, but listen to this. It's pretty good. I mean, it's embarrassing, I guess, but it's good.